Hello, my dear champions. I will wait for some time, but yes. Hello, students. Tell me, how was your paper? Hello. So those who have followed our channel for last 3 days, 4 days, they should be scoring out of out. That is for sure, because all the questions are common. In 2 marker section, there are few questions which may not be exactly common, but they are easy. You should be able to answer them from the discussions that we had. And definitely numericals, you should be scoring out of out. Derivations, exactly what I have predicted in the morning 30-minute video. Exactly from there, I have done 5 derivations, 3 derivation came from there. Okay, 4 derivation in fact. Okay, so let's start with the MCQs. Channagitu. Sheikh, what is your problem? My second MCQ got wrong. Let's see. So first is obviously this one is given in your model paper slightly differently, but yes, we have solved it, and I told you that 2e, 3, minus 4e all possible, but any non-integer values are not possible. So non-integer means this is the correct answer. This charge is not possible. I hope you are right. Next, the equipotential surfaces of an isolated point charge. Now this question I have not done in an MCQ, but I have done multiple times in 2 marker question where I have said what is equipotential surface and what is the nature of equipotential surface due to a point charge. It is a spherical surface, but and centered at the charge. Okay, concentric spherical circles centered at the charge. So that is the answer. So if you have marked this one, it will be correct, right? Which one greater than unity, Bajwa? Which question? This one greater than unity? Which question? Yes, Chaitanya, thank you. Thank you. Exactly what I have predicted, exactly the questions came. I am very happy for all of you as well. Thank you, Ankita. Which one? Bhavaj. Which question is greater than unity? I don't get your point. Fill in the blanks. Okay, I will come to the fill in the blanks. Wait. Statement number 1, the current through galvanometer is 0 if the positions of the galvanometer and battery are interchanged in the circuit. Current in the galvanometer will be 0. So as I have mentioned, this is the same question. The question that I have discussed was, if the galvanometer and battery are interchanged, will the condition of balance change or not? So it will not change, so current will still be 0. That means both statements are correct. Both statements are sorry, my mistake. Both statements are true. Both statements are true. Option D is correct for this question. We have discussed exactly same question. They changed the language. As I mentioned in the MCQ, when I was discussing the MCQ, exact same MCQ will not come, but language changed, MCQ will come. So this is a HOTS question, and exactly if you have followed my MCQ series, this question came exactly. The path traced by a charged particle moving perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. We have also done this. 90 degrees is circle, 0 degree is straight line, and any other angle is helix. So it will be a circle. It will be a circle, right? Yes, fast, I am doing fast. A magnetic dipole, magnetic moment M is placed in an uniform magnetic field B such that the angle between M and B is theta if the magnetic dipole is in stable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium is only possible when angle is 0 degrees, okay? Unstable is 180, stable is 0 degree. Next, working principle of AC generator, not mutual, not self, but normal electromagnetic induction. Okay, The power factor of a series LCR circuit is maximum. Exact same question we have done when the circuit is in resonance, that is XL equals to XC. Power factor, maximum power dissipated maximum power is dissipated in the circuit when XL equals to XC. Next, displacement current is produced due to changing electric field. Exactly same question we did. Okay, exactly same question. Next, for total internal reflection of light, light should be traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. Exactly same question we did as well. Okay, it should be traveling from denser to rarer medium. The angle of minimum deviation of a prism depends on refractive index of the material of the prism, refractive index of the surrounding medium, refractive index angle of the prism. Exactly same question we did. All option, all 1, 2 and 3. All 1, 2 and 3 are true. It depends on refractive index of the material, refractive index of the surrounding and refractive angle of the prism. Next, according to Huygens principle, speed of the secondary wavelet is same as the wave. Okay, same as the wave. This question also repeated, came in I think 2024, and again this question repeated this year. An alpha particle, a proton, an electron and a neutron are moving with the same velocity, the particle having longest de Broglie wavelength. So what is de Broglie wavelength? De Broglie wavelength is equal to lambda equals to h by p. So whoever has highest p will have highest de Broglie wavelength or longest de Broglie wavelength, right? Sorry, smallest mass. So if p equals to mv, right? So v is same. So smaller the mass, okay, longer is the de Broglie wavelength. So from alpha particle is mass is very high, proton is mass very high, electron is the lightest particle compared to proton and neutron. So obviously for electron we have the longest de Broglie wavelength. So alpha will be maximum for smallest mass. Okay, electron is smallest mass, so electrons de Broglie wavelength will be longest. This question is I have not done obviously, but this question again we have done. The K be the kinetic energy, U be the potential energy, E be the total energy of an electron revolving around the nucleus of a hydrogen atom. Then kinetic energy is greater than 0, remaining are always negative. Okay, kinetic energy is always positive, potential energy and total energy are negative. Okay. Next, example of isobar, again very common question. Isobar is mass number is same, mass number same means this is an example of isobar. Next, which of the following pairs of are elemental semiconductors? Silicon and germanium. Silicon and germanium are elemental semiconductors. Okay. Next, fill in the blanks. According to Gauss's law, the magnetic monopoles do not exist, so it will be monopoles. Okay, Lenz's law gives the direction. Lenz's law gives the polarity of the induced EMF. For a step down transformer, the ratio of primary current to secondary current, very interesting. Step down transformer, that means if you consider NP by NS, it should be greater than 1. Okay, NP by NS, step down transformer means the ratio of primary to secondary should be greater than 1. That is, if you consider the current in terms of current, it will be IS by IP, that should be greater than 1. IS by IP equals to NP by NS, exactly opposite that of voltage. Okay, current's ratio of current is exactly opposite to that of the voltage. So ratio of primary current to secondary current should be less than 1, less than unity. It will be less than unity, not greater than unity, it will be less than unity. Okay, less than unity. Okay, next, the bending of light around the corners of corners and entering the geometric shadow region is called diffraction. It is called diffraction. Okay, next, in interaction with matter, light behaves as if it is made up of packets of energy called photons. So only one difficult fill in the blanks, that is question number 18. Other than all the things are slightly easy. Okay, everything is easy except this one, a greater than unity or less than unity, because in the options also both options are there. Okay, in terms of voltage ratio, remember that NP by NS equals to VP by VS. In terms of current, it will be opposite, IS by IP equals to NP by NS. So if you take the reverse, that is IP by IS, it should be less than 1. Okay, step down transformer, voltage decreases, current increases. You can remember like this way also. Okay, voltage decreasing means current increasing, so ratio will be less than 1. Now properties of field lines, common. What is electrostatic shielding? Mention one use of it. Slightly tricky but easy question, slightly uncommon but easy question. How does the resistivity of a semiconductor vary if its temperature is increased? Remember, temperature with temperature increase, resistivity decreases. So for semiconductor, resistivity versus temperature graph is like this. So this is the temperature, this is the resistivity of the semiconductor. If you have mentioned that, if you have drawn this graph, you will get full marks. Okay, this is also slightly uncommon but not difficult. Thin long straight wire carries current 5 ampere. Calculate the magnitude of the magnetic field at a distance 0.25 meter from the wire. Very easy. So magnetic field into a straight wire is mu naught by 2 pi I upon R. So mu naught is given 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. 2 pi into I is given 5 ampere and distance is given 0.25. So if you calculate, this will be 20. This will be 2, so it will be 40 into 10 to the power of minus 7, or you can write 4 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Unit is Tesla. Okay, magnetic field, so unit will be Tesla. Sorry, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 6. You can keep it your answer over here or here, does not matter. Okay, but unit is Tesla. You have to write the unit Tesla. Okay, next. Write the expression for motional EMF induced in a straight conductor moving perpendicular to uniform magnetic field. Explain the terms. This is not a derivation. Only thing you have to write is equal to BVL. Okay, and then mention that B is magnetic field, V is velocity of the rod, and L is the length of the rod. Okay, so you have to mention this, so you get full marks. Okay, no derivation required for this question. If you have done derivation, that was not asked in this question. Next, name the electromagnetic wave used in radar system of the aircraft's microwaves. Okay, laser assisted surgery, it is UV rays. Okay, easy. First, don't worry, those who are wondering about chemistry, don't worry, chemistry ma'am is coming live today 5 p.m. so she will help you out. Okay, if you have get some help from me, then definitely chemistry ma'am will also help you in scoring 60 plus marks in chemistry, and Ankit sir will also help you in mathematics. Jasmine ma'am, as usual, sweet Jasmine ma'am, she will also help you to score well in biology. She is most dedicated teachers, right? So we are all dedicated teachers, and we will all help you to get as much marks as possible. Okay, if you have followed my lectures from the beginning, from last 3-4 days at least, you should have been scoring at least 65 marks, at least 65 marks, because the even numerical question came common. Define impact parameter. What is the angle of scattering of an alpha particle for zero impact parameter? I discussed it. Some student asked me during a lecture, I explained that as well. Next, list two differences between p-type and n-type. Again, we have done this in our lectures. Give Coulomb's law in vector form. Now tell me, have you drawn the diagram? If you have not drawn the diagram, you are not going to get full marks for this. Okay, so you have to draw the diagram to get full marks for Coulomb's law in vector form and explain the terms. Define SI unit of charge. This SI unit of charge is 1 coulomb. Okay, 1 coulomb you have to define. Now next, what is now how can you define 1 coulomb of charge? So you have to define 1 coulomb of charge. You have to say that K Q1 Q2 by R square. So if Q1 equals to Q2 equals to 1 coulomb and R equals to 1 meter, then F becomes 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton. So when 1 coulomb charge is kept at a distance of 1 meter, the force acting between them is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton. That is how you define 1 coulomb. Okay, next, What is a capacitor? Mention any two factors on which the capacitance of a capacitor depends. Again, common question. With the help of a diagram, explain how to convert a galvanometer to voltmeter. Again, as I predicted, common. Differentiate between diamagnetic and ferromagnetic. Again, common question. Obtain expression for energy stored in an inductor. This question is from your model paper. I not suggested this, but okay, this is from your model paper. A refracting telescope has an objective lens of focal length 144 centimeter and length of the tube is 150. I don't know how many of you have attempted, but very easy question. FO plus FE equals to length of the telescope. For telescope, FO plus FE is equal to length of the telescope. Now objective is given 144, FE is not given, length is given 150. So from here you can calculate FE, which will be 6 centimeter. Now what is the magnification? Magnification is FO by FE, that is 144 by 6, which will come around 24, and it's a magnification, no unit is required for this, okay? Remember 24 and without any unit. Magnification has no unit. What is your question? Anas not found. Sir, can I see this? I can't see this. What happened? Let's see. Write the experimental observation of photoelectric effect. Again, common question. List the 3 conclusions drawn from observations of binding energy per nucleon versus mass number curve. So this is the this is slightly uncommon, but again not difficult. Arrive at the expression for electric field at the point due to an infinitely long uniformly charged straight wire using Gauss's law. Common. I predicted this in the morning and it came. Next, obtain the expression for equivalent EMF and internal resistance of 2 cells in series. I told you yesterday that this is an important derivation. It came. Derive the expression for magnitude of magnetic field at the point on the axis of a circular loop. Again, in the morning I predicted that. This came from my morning video. So from morning video 3 derivations came. If you have followed my entire day, you can get 4 derivations. This derivation is completely new. This never came in the past. This is a completely new derivation, but you don't need to attempt it, okay? This derivation is simple. What is half-wave rectifier? Common, as I told you, full wave and half-wave one will come, and that came as well. Next, this numerical question, I solved it in my new NCERT numerical session day before yesterday, okay? And this exact same question came in the exam. So if you are following my channel, you should be able to answer this question, okay? Exactly same question. Now here you have to find 2 different distances, okay? 2 different distances. If you only calculate one, you are not going to get full marks, okay? So I got last numerical 0.55, but everything is correct. Now how much I will get? Given, it depends. If you have all numericals, you will get full marks. No, Vinay, we have to wait till the board releases the answer sheet, okay? But I guess that you will get up to 3 marks. If you have only calculated the first point, you will get 3 marks. If you have calculated both the points, you will get 5 marks, okay? I told you during my live lecture, I told you that you have to do it for 2 positions, because in the question it is mentioned, find the positions. Find the positions, okay, along the line passing through the 2 charges which electric potential is 0. Exactly from NCERT this question came, and I told you that this question might come, so I solved it. And exactly the same question, so 5 into 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeter and 24 centimeter or 40 centimeter, okay, either 10 or 24, but you have to mention from which charge you are measuring the distance. So one student saw I solved 10 and 24. Some student says that, sir, I have solved 40 centimeter from the same charge. That is also accepted, but you have to mention from which charge you are measuring the distance, okay? Hema, what is your question? Sir, 5 mark numerical on of AC chapter, whether diagram is necessary or not. It is not necessary. It is not necessary, but the AC question came exactly from your model paper. Okay, that AC wala question. Power dissipated across a wire of length 0.5 meter and area of cross section 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter is 10 watt. When a steady current flows through it, calculate the following quantity. Resistance, very easy. Resistance is given by rho L upon A. So calculate the resistance. Rho is given for this question 1 into 10 to the power minus 6. L is given 0.5 meter and area is given 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So from there you can calculate the resistance, which will be 2.5 ohm. Okay, next is current flowing through it. Power is given, so power equals to I square R. So from there you can calculate I square equals to P upon R. Okay, power is 10 watt divided by 2.5, so it will be 4. Now this is I square, so I will be square root of 4, that is 2 ampere. Now also they have asked you current density. Current density J is equal to I upon A, so 2 divided by 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, so it will be 10, so it will be 10 to the power of 7 ampere per meter square. Okay, so this is the current density. Okay, Sheikh, what mistake you made? What mistake? Have you used a different formula? Because this is very easy. I square R. Okay, R is, you can calculate from there. You can calculate the current, and using the current you can calculate the current density. If you have made mistake in this, I guess you will get only maximum up to 2 marks. If you have made mistake over here, then this will be also wrong, so you will not get any marks for these two parts. So first initial formula and calculation, you will get maximum 2 marks. Yes, I did mention the direction. In case, sir, how marks I will get for it? In the this question, if you have mentioned the direction from which charge you have mentioned, if you have calculated only one, 3 marks. If you have calculated for both positions, you will get full 5 marks, because in the question it is mentioned positions, so you have to find both cases. Okay, maybe I have to check, as I mentioned, if the once the board releases the correct answer sheet, that will be released within 10 to 15 days. Okay, and based on that we will be knowing that how much marks you will lose if you don't do it for 2 positions. But if you have followed my class, I told you have to do it for 2 positions. One is, because both are negative, one is positive, one is negative, it will be, one will be in between the charges, another will be slightly away from the smallest charge. Okay, this is how you should solve it. Even though the question was tricky, but this came from NCERT. An inductor and resistor connected in series with 200 volt 50 Hz AC source. The current in the circuit is 2 ampere and voltage leads the current by pi by 3. What is the inductance in the inductor? This came exactly from your third model paper, exact same question. Okay, if you have seen my 3-1 model paper, you should be answered it 0.276 Henry. Okay. Sir, current 2 ampere and 20 ampere per meter. No, Sheikh, not 20 ampere per meter. You have to divide it by area. Area of cross section is 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, so it will be 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Don't ignore this one. Ignore this one. This one is not correct. Okay, ignore this one. So it will be 2 divided by 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, 2 divided by 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So it will be 2 and 0.2 will be cancelled. You get 10 over here. 10 into 10 to the power of 6. It will be 10 to the power of 7 ampere per meter square. Okay, you got 0.15 ohm. No, then it will be, then it is wrong. Okay, rho is given here. Okay, rho given, length is given, okay, and area is also given. Just use, that's why I told you, do not use the calculator from the beginning. Try to simplify. 10 to the power of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 6 cancelled. Then you have 0.5 divided by 0.2. Point cancels, okay, you get 2.5. You don't even need to use a calculator to solve this. You can solve this without even using calculator, and this is one of the very easy question in the entire paper. Okay, this question is very easy. Yes, 3 parts are there, but this is one of the easiest problem in entire paper. Okay. Now this question slightly tricky. Actually the exact question came in one of the previous year's KCET paper. So KCET paper 1 mark question, they copied it here and added little bit more terms to it, and they asked you as a 5 marker question. A beam of light consisting of 2 wavelengths, 500 nanometer and 600 nanometer. Those who have solved it, they should know that fringe position of nth fringe for first wave, say first wave lambda 1. So lambda 1 is given as 500 nanometer and lambda 2 is given as 600 nanometer. This is tricky question. This question is tricky. Okay, so yn will be n lambda 1 d by d. Okay, so this is for lambda 1, and for lambda 2, say the order of the fringe is m, then it will be m lambda 2 d upon d. Now if they coincide, they has to be equal. So we can say that n lambda 1 d by d equals to m lambda 2 d by d. D capital D cancels. We get n into 500 equals to m into 600. Obviously nanometers cancels. So now you get 5n equals to 6m. Okay, 5n equals to 6m. Now what you have to do from here is that you have to say that, okay, 5n equals to 6m, right? So you take n equals to 6, then m will be equals to 5. Okay, so nth sixth order of the first coincides with fifth of the second. Okay, sixth of the first coincides with fifth of the second. So if you are aware of that, then you have to go back and find position. You can use any one of the equation. Okay, you have to just do the correct order. So we found n equals to 6 and m equals to 5. You can use any one of the equation that we have used. N lambda 1 d by d, I am using this one. So n is 6, lambda 1 is 500 nanometer. D is, I think D was given 1.2, I guess 1.2 meter. So it will be 1.2 meter, and small d is given, I think 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter, yes, 1 millimeter. Millimeter means 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, so if you simplify this, you will get 3.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay, I have calculated it. So it will be 3.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3, that is 3.6 millimeter. Okay, so this is the position where both waves coincide. Okay, second part they have asked that third dark fringe. So for third dark fringe, formula is 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. Okay, 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. So third dark fringe means it will be 5 into 500 into for which wave they have asked? For the first wavelength. Okay, for the first wavelength, yes, 500, 5 into 500 into d is 1.2 divided by 2 into 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3. And if you solve it, I think you will get the answer as 1.5 millimeter. Okay, so 3.6 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter. Okay. Yes, I only impedance value, others were wrong. How much I will get? You calculated the impedance value. If you calculated the impedance value, then you should have you calculated this part? Okay, which part you have to start from here. This is a different problem. Okay, impedance. Okay, you calculated only this one. You are saying you have calculated correctly this one. You have got everything else wrong. Then I think you will get 2 marks. You will get 2 marks. Kushal, else SI unit is Henry. Sir, if we only one case in 42 question, how much marks we will get? 3 marks. I already told that you will get 3 marks. If you have only answered 1 in the 42, you will get 3 marks. Okay, only 3 marks, maximum 3 marks. Let me see this question. You are saying no, I've got the value of XL to be root 3 by 2 10 square. Okay, here from this you get relationship between R and XL. Okay, this R and XL you substitute over here. Okay, you substitute this value of R over here and then you get the value of XL. Okay, so XL will be 3/4 of into 10 to the power of 4. So from there you get just let me check once. Yes, 10 to the power of 4. And you get XL to be root 3 by 2 into 10 to the power of 2. Okay, now XL equals to 2 pi FL. Okay, 2 pi FL means 2 into pi into 50 into L. Okay, so 100 pi equals to 2 by root 3 by 2. So you get root 3 by 2 pi. Root 3 by 2 pi will be the answer, and I don't think it will be 0.55. It will be, you may have missed this 2 over here. You may have missed this root 2 over here. I don't know how you calculated. You may have assumed that, but from this you are supposed to get the relationship between R and XL. Once you are done that, then you use that, calculate the Z value, put this R value in the this equation, then you calculate the required XL, and then you calculate the answer. Okay, maybe you have done one thing. You have calculated XL equals to root 3R, and then you calculated the R value and use that to calculate L. Maybe that's the mistake you have made. Okay, that is the mistake most probably you have made. 44 question, impedance is only correct but other formula are correct. How much marks? So if you have calculated the impedance, I told you 2 marks. I did only second sub question in 45. Second sub question in the 45. 2 marks you get. Okay, because the problem first part is 3 mark problem, second part is 2 mark problem. Okay, maximum 2 marks you will get. If you do this, you will not get more than 2 marks. I did not cover 16 centimeter 2 matters. My final answer was in centimeter, but all steps are correct. Will I get marks? You have not converted. How? Yes. That is a small mistake. Maybe they will deduct 1 mark for that, because anyway 10 to the power of minus 2 will cancel. If you have mentioned x centimeter in the assume that the distance is x centimeter, then it's fine, because centimeter will cancel. Okay, so if you have calculated for both positions, in case you forget to mention conversion of centimeter to meter, max to max 1 mark will be deducted. And if you are lucky, may not be, it will be deducted. Rahul Ustad, I will get 100 out of 100. The exam was 70 marks. In 44th question, other formula, if we have not written also only 2 marks. 44th question. What formula you have written? You can use sine, you can use cos, okay, does not matter. This is the phase difference formula I teach to my student, because anyway you can, yes, you can use that formula also. Cos equals to XL by Z, from there you have Z value directly, that is also fine. You can calculate that way also, no issues, but you will get this root 3 by 2 in 10 square, okay. If you are using that also, very good. Sine phi equals to XL by Z. Z value is known, so XL will be equals to Z sine phi. Now what is sine 60 degrees? Sine 60 degrees is root 3 by 2, so root 3 by 2 into 10 square, okay. So from here 2 pi into 50 into L equals to root 3 by 2. From here also you can say, okay, this will cancel and you get L equals to root 3 by 2 pi. Very good, this is also okay. If you have done this way also, very good. Okay, but many students do not know how to find sine phi. This is the most common formula that we use in everyday. That's why I have solved it this way. This is also okay. If you have used this, if you have got this answer, then it is fine. Thank you, Miriam. Sir, impedance from formula is good, but you look cute. 64 of 70, thank you, Atharv. Sanjeevani, in 43 question I have done only the first distance, I did not mention the direction, so that can be tricky. If you have only done the first, if you have shown that in the diagram, 3 marks, okay. If you have not shown that in the diagram, maybe 2 mark, okay. But I guess if the teacher is slightly lenient, you will get 3 marks, okay, because second position also need to do it. So second position, for second position 2 mark, first position 3 mark. That's how the mark should be distributed, okay. 43rd question, I have written first sub question and all formulas for that problem is correct. How much mark I will get? 43rd question. So what you have done, you have written only the formula. If you have done this part and formulas are correct, maximum 2 marks, okay, not more than 2 marks, because calculating this is important. Calculating this is important. I think 2 plus 2 plus 1, that should be the marks distribution. Generally they don't give you marks for writing the formula, but if you don't write the formula, they deduct 1 mark. Now if you have written this, if you are lucky and if it is mentioned in the model answer sheet provided by the board that if you write this formula you get 1 mark, then you might get maximum 3 marks, okay. They will not consider this unit. This will be maximum have 1 mark. Writing the formula, you are not going to get any extra marks for this. Okay, sir, I got 1.8 instead of 1.5 millimeter. Let me see that once. So it will be 25, 6, 30 by 2. It will be 3,000 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So 1, 2, 3 zeros cancels, you get 6 over here, so you get 3 by 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So that will be 1.5. If you have got 1.8, that means instead of 500 you have used 600, 1 mark minus. Okay, if you have done first part correctly, second part you will get 1 mark minus. How much marks for 44th question? 44th question, 1 subpart. In 44th question there is no subpart, only they have asked you impedance. Now based on the steps that you have done, okay, if you have calculated impedance, you will get generally 2 marks. If you have calculated L, you will get if you calculated XL, you will get another 2 marks, and finally calculating L, you should get 1 mark. That should be the marks distribution. Okay, Z, XL and L. Now exactly as I mentioned, you will get to know only when board publishes the model answer. Sir, if SI unit of inductance is not mentioned, how much marks will go? 1. If you have not mentioned in unit, 1 mark will be go. You can say Soumik and attempted 95 marks. Congratulations. Sir, first numerical answer, can we convert into meter in question number 42? You can convert into meter. Okay, that is fine. If you have converted into meter, that is fine. In the solution also, if you have converted into meter, that is fine. Okay, but make sure that you get the same answer. This is the question from NCERT, so they will not tolerate even 0.1 mistake. Okay, instead of 10, if you have got 9 centimeter also, they will heavily deduct marks. Okay, so make sure if you have done at least one part correct, you should get marks, right? Thank you, Pradyum. Where is Amaya? In 42 question, sir, I did V by I to find R, then put R in 10 pi and got 0.55 Henry. See this question, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Why you cannot do that? Because it is not, first of all, this is not about resonance. V by R, okay, that is only possible, R equals to V by I is only possible at resonance. Okay, the circuit is not in resonance, it is only a LR circuit. Okay, so only circuit is not in resonance, and this is a model paper question. Yeah, you have to solve this kind of questions at least once. So in model paper question this came. So R is not equals to V by I here. Here Z equals to V by I, not R. Okay, and from there you cannot calculate this, come back to this equation. If you have used, either you use this equation, calculate directly, or you use this equation and calculate indirectly. Okay, from this formula you get impedance, not resistance. Okay, and XL by R is not XL by you cannot calculate XL by R is equal to tan phi by calculating R from this equation, because it is not V by I. Okay, R is not V by I. Why? Because it is impedance. You have to calculate the impedance from this equation. Okay, so that is a major mistake. Now I don't know how much marks you will get for attempting that question. Okay, it should have been better at least if you had attempted one extra question, then you can forget the marks from that question, even if that is the case. Okay, sir, in AC numerical I did till Z, correct, how much marks? 2 marks. Vijay. Sir, I only wrote option in part A, marks will be given. Which question? Akash. Sir, 42nd question, I took 16 minus x from 5x and got x equals to 6 semi. How much marks you will get? You will get full marks. That is fine. If you have mentioned from the charge, at least either you describe that in the first part or you mention in the final answer. If you have mentioned at least once from where you are taking the distance x, then you should get 3 marks. Okay, if you have not done the other part, second part, that is outside minus 3. If you have only done first half, okay, either 10 centimeter or 6 centimeter, that is fine, but you have to mention from which charge you are measuring the distance. Okay. If you have taken this from 5, you should get 10 centimeter, by the way. So from 5 you will get 10 centimeter, from minus 3 you will get 6 centimeter. Don't spam answer, ask only once. 42, I took x equals to 0.1 meter. Is IR correct, sir? Please tell. 42, how do you get x? Okay, 0.1 meter. 0.1 meter is correct. If you have found 0.1 meter, from this you will get 3 marks. If you have also calculated 0.24 meter, you will get another 2 marks. Okay. Sir, first numerical both cases I have done, but subtracting from case 1 I did a mistake. Subtracting from case 1. Which step? Which step? Part 1 is wrong, second part is correct. You are trying to say that. Let me check. I will check one by one. Alloctic vibes, if you have written the questions properly, 65 marks is good. You should score around 55 to 60, okay, even considering small mistakes. Tarun, I solved AC chapter numerical is from your model paper. AC chapter numerical is from your model paper. You can solve it two ways. Okay, you can go by calculating tan phi. From there you calculate the relationship between R and XL. Z you can calculate directly. I equals to V by Z. From there you can calculate Z directly. Then you can use Z's formula to calculate XL and calculate XL, or you can directly calculate XL using this formula. Z you can always calculate directly. Okay, Z value is I is equal to V by Z. I is given, V is given, you can calculate Z. Once you calculate Z, you can calculate either by sin phi. This is a shortcut method, but most students don't know it. So most students know that tan phi equals to XL minus XC by R. That is, here XC is not there, so it will be XL by R. Okay. So root 3 equals to, this way is also very good, but this way is slightly longer. This way is a shortcut method. So if you use shortcut, fine. If you use long cut, that is also fine. But you have to calculate the XL value first, and then from there L value. Okay, calculating XL also carry marks. So Z, XL, L. A MCQ, I wrote only option. It should be fine, Akash, but it is recommended that you write the entire answer. Anyway, if you have written the options, if they are correct, you should get marks, but it is recommended you write the entire option. Okay, if you have done some cross mark, you wrote option A, then you cut and wrote B, then there will be problem. Otherwise, if your answer is clean, it should be fine. Sir, in part 1 step is correct, but final answer is wrote wrong, but second part is correct. How much mark I will get? So if you have done properly, you should get up to 3 marks. Okay, if only answer is wrong, 4 marks. If you made some mistake in between in the calculation, you will get 3 marks. Okay, don't spam, guys. Sir, 42nd question, I have substituted all the values and also wrote the formulas, but only done first half. I got 0.2 meter. How much marks I can get? So if you have got 2.2 meter, means you have done something wrong in the calculation. Okay, in that case you should get 2 marks. If your process is correct, you should get up to 2 marks. Okay, if you have understood that what is V plus V minus. Okay, in fact I have this method I have used during this session was slightly long. In the second part I corrected that second part while solving the second part. If you write it directly, most of the things will be cancelled. You get a straightforward equation. Okay, this is slightly longer method. Okay, I always tell you that do not use the calculator at the beginning. Use little bit of your patience. Okay, have some patience, use your head and try to cancel the values as much as possible and then solve it. Anyway, sir, formula how much mark? Formula maximum 1 mark. 42nd question, 0.1 meter, you should get 3 marks. 3 marks, Steffi. Steffi 3 marks, loan, edit 3 marks. Sir, first numerical I have done both cases and I got correct answer, but distance from the other charge, both cases I have got to, we have to subtract from 16 minus x. That I have done mistake. How much marks you will get? FFP player. So first case it is 16 minus x, second case it is 16 plus x, okay, or 16 plus y, whatever you say. So it will be if you don't need to just do minus, okay, you have to get one position is x, another position is 16 minus x. You have to find x. You don't need to subtract it from the 16 minus x. 16 minus x is the distance, x is the distance, okay. And another case it is a complete different point where y is the distance and 16 plus y is the distance, okay. As I mentioned, it will be closer to the negative charge. Lone edit, if you got 0.2 meter, lone edits. Now if I answered you once, if you keep on asking the same question, I will put you on timeout, okay. So sir, so lone edits, I told you 0.1 meter is fine, 0.2 meter you made some mistake, you might not get any marks, maximum 1 mark. Okay, maximum 1 mark lone edits. Done. Now I will take one more question from someone else. Atharv saying, sir, MCQ, my one question was not the answer of the question, it was answer of another question. So I cut it and wrote the correct answer. Will I get marks? If you have cut it using a single stroke, if you have written the answer properly, you should get the marks. Okay. But if you have written the entire option, some student know tentatively cut, so what they do, A cut B, cut C, cut D, okay, and some students just write A, B, C, D. They think teacher will choose the correct answer and give the full marks. If you do not cut properly, you will not get marks. If you have cut it properly, okay, then you should get marks. Okay. Atharv, sir, I wrote formula in numerical, will they give mark? Viraj, maximum 1 mark. X and Y I found, sir, but another chart substitution mistake I did in both cases. How much mark you get? So if you have done mistake in both cases, you will get 2 marks. If you have done one part correct and done some mistake in the second part, you can get 3 plus 1. Okay, if you have done at least one part has to be correct. If none of the part is correct, maximum 2 marks you can get. If one part is correct, if you have done both parts but you have made mistakes in both parts, then 2 marks. If you have done one part completely correct and made a mistake in the second part, you will get 4 marks. Okay, FFP. Suma, sir, I wrote power formula wrong, but I solved resistance correct, and I wrote current density formula right. How much marks you will get? Maximum 3. Suma, maximum 3. 0.4 is correct for 42nd question. 0.4 is correct if you have done it from, if you have mentioned the position 24 centimeter or 0.24 centimeter from -3. If you are writing 0.4 centimeter, that will be from 5. Okay, 5 and it is towards -3. Okay, away, actually it is away from -3, that's why it is written like this. Okay, 40 centimeter can be on this side also, that is why I mentioned that. But if you have solved it, you should get marks if you have mentioned that point from where you have taken for a 0.4 meter. If you have mentioned from 5, you will get marks. Okay, if not, then 4 marks you will get. If you are lucky, you can get 5 marks as well. Okay. Sir, diagram is there in energy stored in an inductor? No, not required. Sir, I got 0.1 and 0.06. 0.1 is correct, 0.06 is wrong. Keshav, no, diagram is not required. Rohan, Sir, fill in the blanks. I wrote less and stretched the wrong greater on top of top. It will be actually correct answer is less, not greater. Correct answer is greater. Sorry, less. So that means you wrote the correct answer, then you have done the wrong answer. So anyway, you will not get any marks. Okay. It will be less, not greater. So if you have written correct, then you scratched, you read the wrong answer. How you are expecting to get marks? Right? So you have written the you scratched the wrong correct answer and you wrote the wrong answer. How will you get marks? Sir, Saundarya, I wrote only 10 centimeter from 6. I don't know, you have deleted your message. Shaila Ahmed. Sir, tell me how much marks from last problem I wrote. First correct 3 millimeter and I got wrong. First is correct. First is 3.6 millimeter and second one will be, first will be 3.6 millimeter, second one will be 1.5 millimeter. Okay, first one will be first one will be 3.6, second one will be 1.5. Okay, no matter which one you choose, you will always get this answer. You got 3 millimeter means you made a mistake, you have multiplied 5 or you made a mistake. Okay, so that means that case maximum 2 marks you will get. Okay, Shaila. Sir, if you don't call the potential for point outside in the first numerical, if you don't calculate the first position, you calculate any one of the position will give you 3 marks. Okay, for the second position you will get 2 marks. Thank you, Sandhya. Sir, I got 10 for outer and 24 for inner, sir. Yes, you will get full marks, Shidi. So that is the answer, 10 and 24, but mention the distances from where you are measuring. Okay, so this is a tricky question. I solved it in my gut feeling told me that this year one numerical is definitely going to come from NCERT. So that's why I take a special session for NCERT numerical session. Many students were there. Okay, I remember those students are not here with me right now. Some of you are here, not all. Pradyum came once and he left. Hi Mohi, how was your exam? How much marks for only one case? 3 marks. Sir, marks distribution for 45 question. 45th question, which one? 45th question, 3 plus 2. First part 3, second part 2. Okay. This question is independent of the first part. So even if you don't solve the first part, you can answer the second part. So it should be 3 plus 2. Sir, question paper alli SI unit mention mari anta kelila. Which question? Kushal. Okay, Mohi. Yes. I hope you will score at least 65 plus. If you wrote only given data, you will not get any marks, Vishal. Unless you are almost at the age of failing, okay, teachers give 1 mark for you to pass the exam. Otherwise, if you are scoring 40-50 marks, they will not give you any marks. Okay, only writing the given data. But if you are getting only say 20 marks or say 19 marks, if I give you 1 mark extra in that, you will pass the exam. After then they might give you 1 mark. Otherwise, you will not get marks. 44 is a straightforward question. Okay, so I mentioned that to calculate Excel you will get 2 marks, okay. For final calculation you will get 2 marks. I think for calculating impedance you will get 1 mark. Now 1 plus 2 plus 2, that should be the division, or 2 plus 2 plus 1, one of them will be correct, okay. So this portion only, if you calculate the impedance, maximum 2 mark you will score. If you have attempted the next process, how to solve the next part, you might get 1 mark extra. Okay, calculate the impedance, and if you have attempted the next part, you will get 1 more mark. Okay, sir, 10 for outer, 24 for inner. Sir, it is opposite to correct answer. Will I get marks? If you have done opposite, that can be tricky. They might deduct 1 plus 1 mark. Okay, maximum mark you can score is 3. If you are lucky, 4. Okay, so marks will be definitely be deducted. But if you are lucky, 4, if you are unlucky, 3. That is also okay. If you have mentioned that 1 ampere current is flowing in 1 second of time, okay, that is okay. But ampere is okay. Ampere is fundamental quantity. You can define it like that as well. Okay, but they actually asked you the definition in terms of Coulomb's law, because Coulomb's law was the question, and because in the question it is not mentioned using Coulomb's law, define it, so you should get marks. You should get marks, but again it depends on the invigilator, the paper examiner. If he thinks that no, because the question is based on Coulomb's law, I will only give you the marks. If you have defined it in terms of Coulomb's law, then you are unlucky. But in the paper, if you read the instruction that is given in the beginning of the model answer sheet will be provided by the board after few days. Okay, so in there they have mentioned that any alternate method is accepted. Okay, so whatever method you do, as long as they are correct, that will be accepted. So even current, in terms of current and time, should also be accepted. If I am the teacher, I should give you full marks, but that depends on the examiner to examiner. If board gives strict instruction, because it also depends on the board's internal meeting. I don't attend them, so I don't know. So the teachers who attend that board's internal meeting, if it was discussed and if they say that any alternate definition should get you full marks, then you should get marks. Okay, but again, that is dependent on the, first of all, model answer sheet, second of all, the internal discussion between the teachers. Congratulations, Ramya. Sir, I got 6 centimeter from -3 charge and 24 centimeter -3 charge. Pallavi, congratulations. You will get full marks. You will get full marks. If you have done everything properly, full marks. No marks will be deducted. I did cos pi equals to r by z. Still I got the answer 0.275. That is fine, Jayashree. No problem. As long as you can use sine, you can use cos, you can use tan, whatever. As long as the formula is correct, as long as your approach is correct, you should get full marks. No worries. Okay. So for potential question, I wrote only one answer. 3 marks, Rocky, and more clarity will come once the model answer paper comes. Okay. No, in general instruction they do not ask you to mention in SI unit. You can answer as long as your answer according to the unit is correct, you should get full marks. So you got 10 centimeter, someone wrote that 0.1 meter, okay, someone wrote that 100 millimeter. As long as according to your unit your value is correct, you will get full marks. In general, they do not ask you to answer in SI unit. No. Okay, because if that is the case, in the question itself they should have given you SI unit, right? They are not giving you SI unit in the question. Okay, so as long as your answer according to the unit is correct, you should get full marks. that is final. Okay, so 10 centimeter, 0.1 meter, 100 millimeter, all are same value. Generally you will never write this answer anyway, but if you have written 10 centimeter or 0.1 meter, both will be accepted. Don't worry if your answer is not according to SI unit, but if it is correct, you will get full marks. Okay. Sir, how much marks for using R? Chinmay, if you lucky, you will get 2 marks. Okay. If you are slightly unlucky, 1 mark. Okay, 1 to 2 mark you will get. (42) it will not be 8 centimeter elevate your life. You will get 10 centimeter, okay, or 6 centimeter based on which charge you have chosen, 10 centimeter or 6 centimeter. See, 8 centimeter is at the center. Both charges are of different magnitude. That means you made a lot of mistake there. Okay. Lakshmin sir, 45th question, instant of 6. I did it for n equals to 5, leaving this answer is correct. So see, if you have found this condition, if you have found up to this condition, okay, if you have found up to this condition, I think you should get 2 marks. Now you may have taken that n will be 5, m will be 6. Actually it is opposite. So you should get 2 marks from here, and for the second part, if you have done correct, you should get 2 marks. You should total get 4 marks. Okay, you should total get 4 marks if you have achieved at this condition. Okay, Lakshmish. I wrote 10 centimeter and 6 centimeter. 10 centimeter and 6 centimeter are not correct. One of them is correct. Okay, 10 centimeter. If you are doing it 10 centimeter from one charge, it will be 10 centimeter. Second position will be either 24 or 40. Second position will be either 24 or 40 based on from which charge you are measuring. Photoelectric effect, I wrote on as it should be more than threshold frequency and E equals to h mu, and no photons, no electrons emitted. Will I get marks? Actually, in photoelectric emission, when that experiment was conducted, no, what was the question? I think the observation. In observation, there was no such mention of threshold frequency. If you have mentioned minimum frequency for electron to emit, then it is fine. If you have only mentioned threshold frequency, okay, and E is equal to h nu was not is not an observation. It is Einstein's explanation. Okay, Einstein explained and Einstein came up with the formula. Observation was that effect is instantaneous. Okay, there is a minimum frequency required for photon to emit, which is called threshold frequency. Okay, and you might say that the photocurrent depends on intensity, whereas the kinetic energy of the electron depends on frequency. These are the observations. These are the 4 major observations of photoelectric effect. E is equal to h nu was not observation. Okay, Lushav. Chinmay, I told you maximum 2 marks. 43rd question I made correct by I take meter square into m. You wrote meter square into m, then you should get 4 marks. 4 marks. Okay, 4 marks you will get, Ravish. If you have defined threshold frequency, maybe okay, maybe you can get 1 or 2 marks. But threshold frequency is only one observation. If you have given another wavelength was not there, okay, wavelength was not there in this observation because it was happening based on the fact that light is falling, you are getting electrons. So observation was about emission of electrons. It is not about wavelength. Later on Einstein came, he related those two quantities. Okay. Elevator, I told you, you will get 3 marks because 6 centimeter is not the answer. Either you write 6 and 10 or you write 24 or 40. Okay. Okay, anyway, all the best for your chemistry. Don't forget that Saini ma'am will be live from 5 p.m. I remind you once more. So those who are joining late, Saini ma'am will be live at 5 p.m. okay, with her chemistry revision. Okay, so those who have completed their physics, I am very happy. Those who have followed my lectures for last 3 days, they should be comfortably getting 60 plus. Those who are following me slightly longer than that, 70 out of 70 is guaranteed. And those you still have time in your chemistry. Start following Saini ma'am and you will be scoring 65 plus. Even you have 2 days time in your hand, today, tomorrow and Sunday. So 2.5 days you have. Don't forget to follow Saini ma'am. Don't cry later, sir, I made this mistake, I just made this mistake. Okay, you still can score 65 plus. Start following Saini ma'am, Ankit sir, Jasmine ma'am. You still can score 65 plus in all subjects. Okay, even if your physics now you are late joining our channel, you just seen my morning video, or you may have just seen my last 1 or 2 days video. So do join all the live sessions, do watch all the live recorded videos for your importance. Okay, so don't forget to obviously subscribe. Many of you are coming to our channel watching us but not subscribing. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you are watching our channel without subscribing, that is a crime. So don't do that. You subscribe to our channel. All the PDFs, all the links will be provided in our WhatsApp channel. So do join our WhatsApp channel as well. Okay, you will get the updates when the lecture is being out, when next live session is going to happen. So don't forget to join the WhatsApp channel and obviously subscribe to our channel if you have not done it. Okay, so I will see you later in the I have answered all the question, guys. Okay, E is equal to H half Li square, and explain the terms. How much I will get? You should not get more than 1, Rohan. You have to derive it. You have not done derivation, so you should not get more than 1 marks. 42nd question, 0.64. I am not sure. If you have got 0.6, I think in meters you should get marks. 0.64. How did you get 0.64? I am not sure. Okay. Anyway, if your process is correct, 2 marks you will get. It not only depend on answer, guys. First of all, let us understand one thing. It does not depend on answer, what answer you have got. It is dependent on your process. Have you used the proper formula? Have you used the proper process? Now in this case there are 2 parts. If you have corrected one part, make a mistake, you have not calculated the second part, most of you are like that only. So those will be getting 3 marks. Those who have not followed the proper process, or those who have followed the process, made a small mistake, they can get 2 marks. Okay, if for one part. For the second part, same goes, 1 plus 1. Okay, for exact calculation 1 mark. For process, if you have followed the process, you should get marks. Okay, so I will see you in another future lecture when our KCET courses starts. Till then, bye. But obviously I will be here, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and obviously follow the WhatsApp channel. There you will get all the updates, and do join